Hey guys, so my name is Alex. I had a friend and mentor challenge me to do more of the stuff and put myself out there and make a YouTube video about every single deal that I do. So I wanted to share with you how I got my first rental, the story of all that, and what I learned, and hopefully you can take something from that and avoid some of the pitfalls that I fell into here. So um, I found the old listing pictures actually. So this property was a little beat up, nothing too crazy. I mean, it was outdated, it was overgrown. These pictures are from probably 6 months before I bought it. It was sitting on the market a while. There was a nice window in the bathroom here because there was an addition back there. There was a kitchen fire, big old hole in the ceiling up here, but just outdated. Needed some cosmetic stuff. Nothing. It wasn't anything insane, but it was definitely a project for me at the time. So yeah, why? I guess the first question, like why even get into rentals and stuff. So for me, it was I just got out of college working at my job, and I could pretty much immediately tell like this was not going to be my thing for the rest of my life. So I started just looking at ways that I could graduate out of that, and real estate was really attractive to me, and the idea of this passive income, and I could get that my time freedom back. So very attracted to that. So jumped into rental properties. So how did I find it? So first, I just went and did what I thought I was supposed to do, and found a realtor and started looking at houses. And she actually was pushing me to make some pretty bad decisions. She was um, showing me these properties that really were not cash flowing at all, and driving me to make this decision, really pressuring me, and I was really nervous, and I kind of reared up and said like, hey, like pump the brakes here. So I actually ended up leaving her, went on a Bigger Pockets forum, and searched Augusta, Georgia, which was the city I was in. Found a realtor that was active in the area, called him up, and had a much better experience with him. His name was Shaine Cobb. He's really the hero of this story. So he definitely guided me. He definitely showed me the way. He had all the connections. He had been in the game a super long time. I had never bought a property, so highly, 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 highly recommend on your first couple at least. Definitely use a good real estate agent that's an investor themselves, knows what they're doing. Um, yeah, that was that was super key. So how did I find it? It was just literally sitting on the market. You can probably see what I bought it for. Yep, 95,000. Just tried to negotiate. I think they were like, "No, get lost. Like, give us 95, or we're done here." So, ended up paying 95 for it. I was just so excited to do the deal that I was, I didn't care at all. I guess I was just pumped. So I was on the market, ran my numbers. I found this old calculator. This is funny. I was not very good at running numbers then, apparently. So this is all like this makes me laugh. 12,300 for a reno budget. That ended up being closer to 30,000. I remember. So if you've never done this before, you never estimated a rehab before, it's going to be much much more than you think. It's going to take much longer than you think. So that is one of the major things I definitely learned here was that number I was way off on. I'm looking at some of this other stuff. 1% cap rate. That is funny. So yeah, just saw it on the market, ran my numbers. I was happy with the numbers, so pulled the trigger. How did I fund it? So I went online and did what I thought I was supposed to do. Got a whole bunch of bankers' information, like all these online bankers, and tried to pit them against each other and who can get the lowest rate and all that stuff. That was fine. Got a low rate, but the problem was I was I was going through the escrow, and then the banks were asking for extensions, asking for extensions, asking for extensions, and then finally they're like, "Hey, we're done. We're not going to close on this thing." So at this point, I'd already paid thousands of dollars, earnest money, inspections, appraisals, all that stuff. So I thought I was bummed out. I thought I lost all that money and I lost the deal. So, but Shaine actually came in, saved the day again. He he went to this seller and said, "Hey, like this is ridiculous. This banker is just being insane. I have a banker that can get this done. give us a second chance. And they did. And I went with someone that Shaine knew. Her name was Erin. She was awesome. She got this thing done. She got me with an owner occupied loan. So the cool thing there is with an owner occupied loan, if you're moving into it, you only have to put 3% down. So it really, I didn't need that much money at the closing table at all. So I just saved up that money by living super, super cheap at my job. I think my food budget for the week was like $35, and I literally had like a cell phone bill, and like my car was paid off, and my job was paying for my rent at that time. So I was just stacking all this money that just wasn't spending any of it, saving it up for real estate, and I did jumped on this one, pulled the trigger. That's how I funded it. How did I add value? I was showing you some pictures here. Um, just cosmetic updates, really. I mean, I didn't do anything too crazy. Cleaned it up on the outside. Took crappy cell phone pictures, but here's the inside with a Matterport camera. Went to is all finished. So redid the floors, painted, redid a lot of this trim, put on some of these sliding doors. Those are cool. Did fixed up the ceiling, put the plank in, painted the cabinets. Nothing too major, but at the time for me, I had no idea what I was doing, so it seemed super overwhelming. Yeah, it turned out very nice though. What else did we do? Changed some stuff with the layout. Like this house was built in like 1920, so it was really like boxy. Each room was kind of small, and like there's little doorways. I ended up knocking out some of those that weren't load bearing. I put in a beam for one that opened up the kitchen and everything, so that was nice. Got rid of that window in the bathroom that was weird. So just added value, made it a much nicer home. Um, who did the work? It was me. It was I was doing it on nights and weekends and that sort of thing. It was my friends that I was working with, random people I found that I was paying $15 an hour that were super flaky and doing terrible work, and I had to go redo everything that they did. And then contractors too. I actually ended up moving before the renovation was 100% finished, so paid some guys to come in and finish it up. Some guys that Shaine recommended actually that he had a connection with. So again, Shaine, you're the man. How did it turn out? Now it's just a cash flowing rental. So if you get that owner occupied loan, you just live in it for a year, I believe. Um, yeah, live in it for a year and then move out, and you can do it all over again. Buy another one on an owner occupied loan with a low down payment. So now it's cash flowing rental. I found a property management company that Shaine recommended. I used the equity to buy a couple more properties. So definitely turned out well. I mean, the biggest outcome is that I learned so much along the way. And that was really the real benefit. So lessons learned here. Big time estimated renovations. That was the first thing that was like a little reality check. It's like, whoa, that stuff's expensive. So estimated renovations, it's going to take longer than you think. It's going to cost more than you think. Finding the right team is definitely crucial, especially when you're first starting out. So you need a good real estate agent that's an investor themselves and knows what they're doing and can run numbers and show you things that you're missing. And that was super helpful and important. And also they have all the connections, like I was saying too. So learning how to manage a renovation, learning how to manage people and deal with contractors and stuff like that. That's always a constant skill you're always sharpening. But the biggest thing I definitely learned here is just don't stop, because there was definitely times here when I was super overwhelmed. I was working a ton of hours. I was traveling. I'd feel like I didn't have any time. There was all these problems I didn't know how to solve. And I'm like doing crazy stuff and trying to tunnel under the crawl space to fix plumbing and jack up beams and do all this stuff. But yeah, I mean, just don't stop. There's going to be times when you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to solve the next problem. You're going to feel totally overwhelmed. Sometimes you're going to think that you made the wrong decision. You never should have done it. But as long as you show up every single day and keep working at it, ask questions. If you don't know, find someone who does. And yeah, just don't stop, and you'll definitely get her done. And on the first deal, you're probably not going to make $1 billion, but the lessons you'll learn are definitely worth $1 billion, and that's going to start you on this journey to being very good at this and making a lot of money on every single deal, and eventually, if you want, quit your job or have retirement money or whatever your goal is with real estate. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you learned something. Yeah, let me know.